Hey yo, what up? What up? It's Lemek with Salah Sports TV back at it again. Ch. I was about to say since Jiggy was on the cover, but I changed my mind. But anyway, let's talk about hip hop, man. Because I got a sneaky suspicion we won't be hearing much of this form of music. Will be phasing out. Let's talk about it. Hip hop is whack as fuck. Okay, hip hop is whack. We can go ahead and admit it. I can speak on this because I grew up in the generation that kind of made hip hop a thing, you know. Um, and I ain't talking about I ain't talking about the Cash Money era, right? No. I'm talking about NWA, Big Daddy Kane, Tribe Called Quest, X Clan. I'm going back. I'm going back to that era. Public Enemy, Ice Cube. You know, of course, there was hip hop before that. Melly Mel, Grandmaster Flash, and all those weirdos, all those immigrant weirdos, right? We know about those guys, but they didn't create hip hop. They didn't create hip hop. Um, but that's not what this video is about. This video is about the destruction of it. And all we got to do is just look around. With this latest thing, to me, it doesn't bother me as much as it bothers some other people. But the Cameron and Jim Jones Mace thing, to me, that I won't say it bothers me. It doesn't bother me at all. But it is for sure a telltale sign that hip hop has run its course within our community. Hip hop has absolutely run its course within our community. We've outgrown it. The music has not grown at all. The music has not developed at all. If anything, the music has degraded, downgraded, right? Retrograded, however the fuck you want to say it. The music has not the music has not met the mark, of our culture. It just hasn't. And part of that is because of the bitch assness of hip hop. Like when you let guys like these two guys, Sean Diddy Combs and Sean Carter, P Diddy and Jay Z, when you let the whole game get run by a couple of suckers like this, a couple of beta male chumps like this, um, a couple of weirdos like this, what do you expect? What do you expect? Of course, the music was gonna suffer. Why do I call them beta males? Like, first of all, this ain't one of them. I know everybody thinks they're alpha online. Like, I get it. Everybody's an alpha, right? No. When I'm speaking about beta, first of all, as far as business is concerned, these guys are A1 alpha predators. What's the word? These guys, as far as business, these guys are definitely alphas, right? But that's not. I mean, that's cool. But then there's a you outside of business, like you at your core. And at the core, these guys are fucking weirdos. At their core. At their core, it's been determined whether any of these new allegations are true or not. They were already weirdos. Everybody already knew that. Everybody already knew that. So Jay-Z comes into the game real heavy on the materialism. Before Jay-Z came, we were very happy with just having nice, clean sneakers, right? Clean sneakers, clean clothes. But then Jay Z came and he's talking all this designer stuff, right? Designer. So he's bringing money to all these white businesses. He's talking about Iceberg and he's talking about this brand and that brand and Tom Ford and this guy and you know what he's done. Jay Z has been a promoter of all sorts of brands, and because a good 85% of my people are followers, they will follow whatever you put in front of them. The media, I mean, the elite, the so-called elite, they know that. They know that 85% of people are followers and will not try to forge their own path. I don't even really have to speak on Diddy. You put a guy like that, you give a guy like that power, it's not gonna. Of course, the culture would suffer. But back to Cameron and Jim Jones. When you see shit like that, it's a telltale sign that the culture's dead. Like these guys can't even recognize, like they don't have to deal with each other anymore. You know, like they really don't even have to deal with each other anymore at all. But for some reason, they find themselves locked into this war of words or this going back and forth shit. Of course, we know who was the instigator. Who's always the instigator? Of course, it's 50, right? These people are weirdos. Even 50, all of them are weird. When did street guys start doing all this fucking talking? I mean, Cameron, he's on this show, yeah, and sucking his teeth and let me explain this. Yeah, Jomo, you ain't from Harlem. Like, who cares, bro? You really gonna pull that man card and say he not from Harlem after you been in video after video with this guy? And you gonna pull his card? You gonna say he not from Harlem? He from the Bronx? I mean, you acting like he from Buffalo or some shit. You pull his Harlem card to say he from the Bronx. I know, I'm a Baltimore guy. But y'all corny for that. That's corny, bro. That's corny. And you act like he ain't got no ties to Harlem. That's weak. That's weak as shit. And I ain't no Jim Jones fan. Like I find it weird right now that I'm actually doing something to take up for Jim Jones. But shit like this, it just goes to show you the bitch assness in hip hop. Jim Jones, look, I don't like his music. I did a video, I only did one video on Jim Jones. I think it was about a year or two ago. And it didn't portray him in a positive light. Right? It did not portray him in a positive light. I don't care about that though. I don't care about that. A trash can gonna get a steak. Just because I don't like Jim Jones don't mean that he's gonna be wrong on everything across the board. And to be honest, I'm not really a big Cameron fan either. Never was. Never was. Both of these dudes were sort of clout chasers. I get it. Cameron seems like he's aged a little bit more gracefully. He's growing up a little bit. A little bit. Not a lot. A little. Because all it took was for Jim Jones to get on there and say that sus ass shit that he said, yeah, stay my dick. Yeah. What is that, man? Y'all need to stop that shit. You pushing 50 telling another grown man to get off your dick, man. Like, we gotta talk better. We gotta talk better than this, man. So of course, when you say something like that, you mention any type of D-talk, like anything like that, a man is going to take offense to it. But Cameron, yeah, you took offense to what he said, but like that don't mean you go scorched earth. That don't mean you burn up your own legacy. That don't mean you make yourself look stupid. Make yourself look like, kind of like a weasel. Yeah, you had a free house. We had a free house that I could fuck at, So that's what it all come down to. So all the Jim Jones was in your videos and all of that. So you could fuck in a free house. Come on, man. Again, like you guys, you don't really this. I don't really give a fuck. I want hip hop. See, we're gonna talk about this too. A lot of black people feel like it's gonna be detrimental if hip hop dies. It's gonna be detrimental if Jay-Z, Diddy, these gatekeepers, if they go down, this is gonna mean something for us. Sure, it means something for us. Something good. something good. Let me put this in your system real quick. Let me put this in your system. There was a time when black music was always run by jazz guys, right? There was a time when Miles Davis ran black music. There was a time, when Quincy Jones ran black music. These guys are fucking trumpeters, but they know music, right? On a spiritual level. And I'm not going to say they didn't have their own skeletons. Definitely not going to say that. But overall, the industry was in a much healthier place. Even if you want to go, just keep it toward the music. The music was better. And I know a lot of shit that I say sounds crazy because, frankly, I'll say it this way. I get the news before you. My source delivers me the news before you, and my source is impeccable. I'll just leave it there. Be on the lookout for Andre 3000. Andre 3000 is due a promotion, right? He's due a promotion. I think he's going to elevate the culture, right? But before we go too far off into the future, let's look at what we've done. Look at Drake. Look at what Drake has done to hip hop just in the last week. Just in the last week, we got rappers suing over bars. He literally is suing over things that were said to him in a diss record. Think about that. You want to tell me that hip hop ain't dead? Hip hop is destroyed, bro. Look at the people who we allow to speak. Look at the people we give a platform to. Vlad TV, right? DJ Academics, Matt Hoffa, bunch of immigrant fucking weirdo clowns. A bunch of immigrants. I don't care what nobody, how you feel about this. I don't care how you feel about this because here's the thing. Once enough people share an idea, it becomes a part of the collective. It becomes canon. That's how it works. That's how it works. When it's truth in it, there's a universal truth. Guys like Fat Joe, who've stayed around. What the hell is Fat Joe doing? He was never a good rapper. Never. The only reason Fat Joe was around was to represent Latinos in hip hop. Even though he can't even speak fucking Spanish. I speak more Spanish than Fat Joe. Look at the Breakfast Club. Like, why are they talking about hip hop? Why don't they have not one black face on there? Why? So it's a bunch of reasons why this thing is dead, but the important thing is that you don't get super attached to it. Because what happens when you get super attached to something that's going away, something that's about to become extinct? You go extinct. In this instance, you won't go extinct. You'll just, you will suffer. Be open to a new page. Be open to something new for us. Something healthy. I know a lot of time, like, y'all been force fed this bullshit for so long. You can't even imagine people with talent just being able to make music without these backdoor deals, selling their soul, drinking blood, All this fuck shit. You can't imagine where talent just rules the day. Look at the artists of old. They weren't all like they didn't all look like models. Look at James Brown. James Brown is one of the greatest entertainers ever. Today, he would have never made it just because he wasn't he didn't have the look, right? He didn't have the look. We got to get out of that and get back to the truth. But it's happening. It really don't, I don't really have to go on and on about this because the great thing about it, and I'm sure a lot of you guys who are in tune, you feel it and you see it. You see the change happening. Yesterday's price ain't today's price. People are learning that. Hulk Hogan learned that. Shit that you got away with years ago, you're not getting away with it yet. Today. Fat Joe, Matt Hoffa, right? Jay-Z, Diddy. All these people they are having an episode with karma right now. But I don't really believe in karma. I'll say what goes around comes around, right? What goes around comes around. The energy you put out, it will return to you. It will return to you. Like Cameron really he got on Jim Jones for running from BMF, but BMF was coming after you. And let's not act like we've seen both of you guys run before, and it's okay. Like if look, if I'm hanging out and it's me and one of my buddies and it's 10 guys about to like they're running, they about to jump us, and I see that it's 10 guys, I'm gonna run. That's the correct play. I'm not like you idiots. Like I've been I'm a Marine. There's a time to get the fuck on and get out of Dodge. If you want to live, there's a time to do that. It's not always time to fucking crash out. Now, if it's you and your buddy, and it's three guys, four guys, yeah, you can take those odds, even if it's an L, because those aren't overwhelming numbers. So I'm not even getting on Cam for running, but why is he getting on Jim for running? No, we seen both of y'all run. We seen you hop fences in one motion, right? And a lot of shit that Jim Jones got in was due to you. Was due to you. Cameron, didn't the people that shot you, didn't they throw up the rock? The people that shot you threw up the rock, and then you went right back on stage with Jay-Z a few years later. Right? Did that happen? So come on, man. This ain't even I don't care about Dipset. I don't care about that. I'm just talking about as men. Like that's what this video is geared toward. Let's get out of this bitch assness, man. Let's get out of this bitch assness where, I don't rock with you now, so now I just gotta tear you down and shit. Like, the man said, get off my dick, get off my dick. You could have just, how about this? You could have just ignored it, for real. He said, I did a lot for both of them niggas, man, and I was there for everything. You could have just been like, all right. I'm gonna just let him, I ain't gonna say nothing else to him. You could have easily did that. You a street nigga. That's what street niggas do. You know what? I ain't going back and forth with this nigga on the internet. When I see him though, I'm gonna talk to him. But y'all don't do that. Y'all get on there and have exposés and sucking your teeth, giggling. And what's up with all the giggling, bro? What's up with all the giggling? You notice in this video, I'm talking about Cam a lot. Cam and Jim Jones. Like, a few years ago, Cameron went on the Breakfast Club and said he saw sex toys in Mace's bathroom. Female sex. I'll just say this: female sex toys, right? In Mace's bathroom. He went on the radio, on national radio, and said that, syndicated radio, and said that shit. Now he's sitting across from him, giggling. And the shit don't even really be that funny. I'm gonna go ahead and say it don't. I like to laugh just like the next man. Listen, this ain't even a Discam video. This is a video showing that hip hop is in fact dead. And there's no coming back. The best thing you could do is to go with it. Find an instrument, pick up an instrument, and start playing that motherfucker. Right? Start playing that motherfucker. Because that's where we going. That's where it's at. Talent. Real talent. Or pick up a microphone and sing some notes into it. Right? But this hip hop shit is gone. It's out of here. Anyway, that's all I got. If you like the video, bang off on that like button one time. Peace.